Hello and welcome to a new video. We are today here to check out this boy, the Mercedes-Benz e-Actros, and we might even have the chance to drive one. So they also got the e-Actros 600 inside. So let's go there and see what they have to explain and show us towards this truck and about this truck and what it can do, and maybe we can even drive around with it, or at least ride in one. That would be awesome.
We are currently in range mode, top speed 82 km per hour. Next step would be Eco. Eco is 85% of the power of the electric motors, 85 km per hour top speed. In addition, we have a boost function if you push the kickdown switch. Then instead of 330 kilowatts, which is about 450 horsepower, we have 550 horsepower. We will try that later. In power mode, of course, we give everything free what is available.
That means the range mode is the Eco Plus on my normal truck.
That's how we can describe
82 kilometers per hour.
Exactly, that's how you can describe it. How you set the modes is completely irrelevant to me. You are welcome to start with power mode. We don't care about consumption here if you say you want to see how it works.
I think we will try that first.
We only have 2 gears left. First gear 25 to 30 kilometers per hour. Then you switch to second gear and the second gear goes through to 90. Up to the traffic light, then left, and then we drive to the pressing plant.
I'm gonna let some air in. Wow, that is a crazy feeling.
What do you normally drive? Semi-truck?
Yes.
So that's the reason for your wow. This one's a little longer and a little bigger. The turning circle is different.
The turning circle is disgusting.
Yes.
Ah, that was the gear change.
Niko, that's really an option, especially for the short distance. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I told you before.
I mean, this thing has 333 kilometers of range. 10 kilometers one way, 10 kilometers the other way.
Then,
That's the 300. I always say in the best case, we have about 300 kilometers. I actually drove the vehicle fully loaded with 18 to 19 tons for 450 kilometers.
18 tons is not enough.
Then 3-axle, 26 tons.
29.9 tons on average.
So semi-truck then.
But it's missing something. Now you could only hope that the steering spindle goes to hell, because it's a Mercedes, so at least it makes some clacking noises. Too bad.
Does it have a one-pedal driving mode?
Yes, it has.
Niko, you crazy expert.
Yeah, well, with the EV stuff, I'm fully into that.
One-pedal driving is when you switch to the third stage of retarder and then accelerate. Then the vehicle drives normally. If I slowly go back from the accelerator, it would automatically brake. One-pedal driving. That means I don't have to handle the brake pedal anymore. Instead, everything is controlled through the accelerator pedal.
It actually drives just like the eSmart if you go lift up from the accelerator.
Exactly right. With the eSmart, it's only in eco mode. If you drive normally, it rolls.
Yep.
I would actually drive in one-pedal mode everywhere. On country roads, through villages, it's very good there. On the Autobahn, it doesn't make sense. I would actually drive with the cruise control there.
And how do you handle the super truckers that use the retarder like this?
It's the same. The vehicle can do that without any problem, but the tire dealer will then be really happy.
Yes, the tires are.
Okay.
That would be an option, Niko.
Yes.
What I was just thinking about. I'm from the coil logistics. Do you know what that means? We drive the steel rings for Daimler.
Yes, coil, I know that.
That's why we drive the high tonnages. We drive the so-called Green Mile. We have 10 kilometers from our warehouse to the pressing plant.
Yes?
Niko and I have already talked about it, if that would not be an option with such a stupid eActros.
Why not?
Why not? Right. Another logistics partner of yours drives his shuttle with eActros as well.
Now a lot of the work traffic in our manufacturing plant is driven with eActros. We even require it for that plant. Until 2026 everything must be electric.
I don't think we're going to that plant anymore.
I mean, even if the rule comes for the manufacturing plant first, it will probably come for the pressing plant sooner or later as well.
I mean, that would really make sense. It's only 10 kilometers away.
Actually, it's the optimum for such a vehicle.
What? The 10 kilometers?
Especially the short distance, where you constantly accelerate and brake again. That's where the diesel needs all the energy.
It uses a lot of fuel. It is a huge wear on the brakes. I don't have that here.
If I had known that, I would have taken my Daimler card with me. We would have even been able to get into the plant. Annoying. Apart from all else, this is the driver's cab that we drive in the shuttle.
Medium length cab.
Flat roof. That's not bad at all.
I've been driving fully electric since the beginning of 2020.
Very nice.
First Zoe, then e-Golf, now Tesla Model 3. Accordingly, well,
I was the biggest opponent 5 years ago. I could think of everything about the subject of electric mobility, so I didn't have to work on it. Then my boss said at some point, "You have an electrical basic education, you will be the electric specialist with us. You can go learn a bit again." Oh no, why me? A year later I got my first electric car. I've been driving fully electric for 4 years now.
yeah.
I've been driving fully electric in the truck sector for about a year and a half. I'm not taking that step back.
Yeah.
Equipment-wise, can I put everything I have in my diesel truck in here? EPC and so on.
Yes.
What if you have a driver in here that's cold often, heated seats, parking, air conditioning?
Yes.
No problem.
That's the smallest consumers.
That's what you say. I had an e-Smart from you. I dared
Come on, you can't compare an e-Smart.
I dared to turn on the seat heating in the morning. I would have had to sweat if I came from home to work.
The heated seats need way less energy than normal air conditioning.
Exactly. Because it is a surface heating that is directly on the body and therefore consumes less.
My range estimate went so far down that I was really afraid that this would be the day when I call the boss standing on a well-known bridge nearby and tell him, I can't make it from home to work, that it wasn't enough.
From all the talking I was distracted. I wanted to say that
We
we
can
turn
also
around
turn
back
here.
there.
Or we turn around in the plant.
On the subject of smart, it has 17 kilowatt hours. Everything that comes to heating and air conditioning is actually noticed. We have 300 kilowatt hours here.
How long does this take to fully charge?
Depending on how fast the charger is, if we can charge with 160 to 165 kilowatts, about an hour and 15 minutes from 20 to 80%.
How fast does it charge peak? 165?
165 this one, eActros 300 and eActros 400. eActros 600 will do 400 kilowatts in series production and is prepared for megawatt
that is
charging.
awesome.
We did the first test last week.
Will they be charged on such a wall thing like the e-Smart?
Yeah, it's a little bigger, but
It's a little bigger actually. It's not a wall box. It's actually...
Don't worry, I know the place.
I just looked. I don't see the display, whether the gear was selected there.
You could hear the beep 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 there.
I trust you completely.
And how about, I would need a reversing camera in here because Daimler without a reversing camera, no chance.
No problem at all. You can get that.
No problem at all, without me saying. Niko, we used 2 kilometers of range on the way here.
yes.
I'm trying to make this really shit. Just like with the e-Smart, I really hoped that I would find something where I could say, this is a piece of shit, such a bullshit.
Like, we e-vehicle drivers between our kind. That's the nice thing. I'm always happy when someone comes in and says, I don't drive that shit. I then always say, exactly you come in and sit down.
Yeah.
Driving 2 kilometers, topic done.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it was the same thing for me. I also said I don't want an electric car.
But you know, the little tractor looks kinda good. But who in the world came up with the idea to let the next eActros look like a Mercedes truck that made out with a Renault truck? Such a crap. Such a refrigerator design.
A very simple background, efficiency. We save 3% of fuel with this front design. And with the powertrain 4% on top. That's 7% of fuel savings.
You also have to find a driver who you can sell the refrigerator to properly.
But let's be honest. Back when the MP2 came out, everyone said, oh god, that thing is ugly. The sunshade, that is disgusting. There is always something to complain about. When the vehicle is on the market for a year, the first paint jobs are done. People put airbrush on it, there are stickers.
And you get used to it.
You get used to it, it's all no longer a topic. But of course in the beginning one says it looks like a stormtrooper from Star Wars, the next says it looks like a refrigerator. By now I personally got used to it and I really just love it, also when driving the truck. It's so quiet, it is so quiet inside, I have even less wind noise.
But then it's not a clappercross anymore.
We go left.
We go left. Ah yes, correct. We want to go back to the event. We don't want to go to work. You see, intuitively I'm going back to the warehouse.
That's why I'm saying something.
I would really like to find it really bad.
You can get upset about the indicator noise if you want to.
Yes, because I have a quiet blinker in my eActros. I can piss everyone off with that.
That is very nice.
The blinker knocks louder than your mother-in-law. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Now I'll tell you a classic. I've been with Daimler since 1993. The sound we hear from the blinker was recorded in 1996 from the blinker relays in the trucks. I was there, and we recorded this sound 1-to-1 and it was used in every heavy truck since. And so that you don't get upset, we changed the blinker sound. This is a pre-production vehicle. The next generation is quiet. You're not gonna hear a thing then.
I also think the new car is super. The retarder is not yellow anymore, now it's white. It annoys me that mine can't do that, but we can ignore that for now. Niko, can't we find anything bad?
No, I don't think so.
That annoys me. Refrigerator no problem, sunshades no problem.
You just have to put the air conditioning high enough. I just felt the AC compressor.
We'll do that now, put that on full beans.
Very attentive. That's the AC compressor sitting down there to the right.
Yep, heard and felt it. But if that's the loudest thing in the car, then...
We'll hear noises again and again. We didn't hear that before because the engine was just louder.
Yep.
There might be a creak from the seat or from the door. We can hear everything that's behind us on the bed. It's normal.
But that is so sad.
Yep, those are just things you never heard before because the engine was just too loud.
Now, when you're home, you just go and record a V8 sound on your phone. Put that up there and listen to the V8 while driving when you're driving
the
electric.
problem is, Daimler first removes the wheeze on shutdown, so you turn off the truck and it doesn't snore anymore.
Yes.
Can't that be a little shit?
No.
Shit. Do you get ADR permission for electric cars?
Huh,
now I got you.
You have to? But I can easily come back to you. General Goods with that one, easily.
No, tank.
Tank with the eActros 300 doesn't work. eActros 600 can do it. Come on, some more questions. I'm not challenged yet.
The problem is, I really wanted to. I said to Niko. I was in this E-Smart before, and I told Niko this toaster won't make it from work to home.
Yes.
It won't make it, it will shut down in between. Then it makes the route, and I even go drive to our designer's offices as well, before recharging back at work. Then of course I linked your shop and wrote that I'd really like to not like it, but I can't. Shit. That works as well.
Yes, that works as well. I've also done everything. I've also
But it
tried
doesn't
everything
have
to talk
PPC,
negatively
but just
about it.
because it's not spec'd.
This one doesn't have that now because it's pre-production. The others, if you order them, they have PPC
And the
in them.
nice display it has too, if you configure that.
What is a nice display?
The one with the round gauges.
Yes.
Not that grandma option here.
Yes.
I think it's called advanced.
You can change that, just not while driving because the system has to reboot for that to load.
Even the old Actros can't do that. Aw shit man.
That's nice.
Yep.
That's why we're here together. I said to Niko, I have a trucking license, and you have the expertise. We're basically the super couple today.
It's actually like that. It really is like that.
And my boss asked if we really wanted to do that.
Does it do brake blending? So if you push the brake pedal, it starts regenerating before blending in friction brakes?
Yes it does. I did not know what you meant with the term brake blending at first, but yes, it doesn't matter if I take the regen braking through the lever or if I go to the brake pedal first. It will always try to regen as much as possible, only then does he grab the mechanical friction brake. That is even shown up there. The indicator goes to the left. Regenerative braking is active and then a few diodes and lines are lighting up if he grabs the mechanical
That's really
brakes.
cool that it shows that.
Shit.
Because there are very few cars that show when they blend.
So
from
where do we go
regen
now?
To brakes.
Yes, just here to the right.
Here to the right. That was a bit close.
The brakes work?
But everything is still upright.
It's weird when you don't have a trailer on it, but such a kind of box thing.
It's a different kind of driving.
Is that annoying, Niko?
You said it all works, right?
Of course. It's not even a question. I mean, why shouldn't it work?
Why shouldn't it work, right? At least something could be bad. Okay, the display is shit, but everything is just the same. You don't even have to explain anything special to the driver. Great. You said you can change the gauge cluster style.
Yes.
What was that now?
That was the high voltage compressor from the compressed air. The vehicle still has compressed air brake systems. Everything has to be generated electrically. We do that in the front box. In the front box is the AC compressor, the PTC heater, the compressed air compressor. Then we have the 24-volt board power supply. We have some DC-DC converters, DC-AC converter depending on what we need.
Yes. DC-AC? Ah, yes, for the motor. Right.
Exactly. But to be exact with DC-AC, we're talking about an inverter, because it does both directions.
Yeah, sure.
It's annoying. It's absolutely annoying.
I think it's very nice.
Me too.
And this thing is for the emergency when the car is on
I mean,
fire.
it's a pre-serious vehicle.
It's an emergency switch. We can turn off the high voltage system with it if there should be something wrong during the drive. But there are a lot of safety systems in the vehicle. We have crash sensors on the left and right of the vehicle. That means if a car drives in there, the high voltage system is disconnected. We have special break-in points in the battery so that it can't explode. If there should be something else, we can turn it off with an emergency switch. But basically we can bury this fairy tale that every electric vehicle burns.
I expected the eSmart to start smoking in my garage.
The vehicle has been in front of my house for 4 years now. It hasn't burned yet.
What I didn't like about my Loaner Smart is that I didn't know that when you turn the car off at home, the fans start blowing. He started to blow pretty audibly.
It has a pump in the front right. You can see that when you look under the hood. If you remove the lid, there is a coolant reservoir in front. There's a pump in there. You can hear the pump.
It always made a lot of noise in my garage. I said to my neighbor, "You have to live with that. My toaster is making noise."
But then your neighbors are very sensitive.
Yeah, my neighborhood is special. That's why I was afraid with Niko, if it would really make it. Work to home, home to work.
30% battery for one
Funny
way.
fun fact, my favorite service person from your shop said, "You dare to go home with this thing?" Yes, I said, and it even makes it back to work. Don't give me that shit. We have already had to tow one back to work.
That is also another fairy tale. With electric cars you always run out of battery. I never even once ran out of power.
Sure, but our mayor from the neighboring village once blasted through the village with 7 kilometers per hour because he forgot to charge.
But then he ignored 20 warning signs beforehand.
And if someone forgot to charge, they can't be helped with a combustion car either because they would forget to refuel as well. You just have to look at your display and think ahead. Driving a car without thinking along doesn't work, no matter what fuel it uses. I mean, if you can charge in between the tours while you're loading your cargo, I thought about that this morning. It's a cargo loading street. I know there's no such thing, or at least I don't know of such a thing, but some kind of charging infrastructure or a charger that moves with the loading street?
Yes, there is.
There is?
In one hall we have it. The dispenser is on top of the ceiling and it can be pulled along.
But can the vehicle drive while it's being charged?
No, it can't. That's currently the problem. Any electric vehicle, no matter what it is not allowed to drive.
And that's a software thing. I'm sure you could implement it that it lets you drive while charging. Of course, for safety reasons, that's not done yet, but if you could install sensors and set it up accordingly.
Basically, everything is possible.
Because I think for such specific applications, it will be necessary sooner or later.
But think about that. If they are already playing around and only let in electric cars, then the other plant will do that as well.
Of course, for sure.
The topic of electric mobility is coming.
At some point, all of your customers will do that. They have to get all the CO2 emissions down. That's the first thing you can do. Or maybe not exactly the first.
One of the things I can do.
It's relatively one of the easiest things to do.
Exactly.
Can I have that for my truck?
Order it. Just order it for the next one.
I mean retrofitting mine.
Of course that works as well. Mercedes does everything for money.
That's right. I would really like to hate that thing. I would not have believed that the truck would really do 330 kilometers.
Yes. Well, we did see that even if you push the gas pedal hard. Gas pedal is also wrong. The energy pedal. On the power pedal, it works.
Yes, right. And also weight is just not such a big problem here.
Especially when you have a driver like Carlos. He does not drive like me, racing around. He enables his cruise control when leaving our warehouse and turns it off when arriving at his destination.
And weight is not such a big problem either. Sure, you need more power to start moving, but you get more back by braking regeneratively.
Yes, I get something back at all. I don't get that from other vehicles. I don't get anything back from other
there's
vehicles.
My friend again. Now I have to cry again. I would love to hate that thing, but it's awesome.
So, very nice.
Yes, very. Here we got the CCS charging port back there, and also MCS will be on this side sometime in the future as soon as it's available for the car. Otherwise you got the same cabin for the new diesel and the electric ones. So the diesels get this cutout over here and the electric ones will be closed up here, but as this is a pre-production unit, you just got those openings there for air cooling. I think it also should have CCS on this side as well, so that's pretty interesting. This model doesn't have it, but I was told that this would be an optional extra if you want it. You get your big ass battery, technical term, 800 volt system, that's pretty nice, with the 2 motors back here and the gearbox. It's a 2-gear system, 2-gear transmission for better performance and efficiency, for accelerating and stuff. Got all your important stuff over here, and all the classic truck stuff is up front with 24 volt onboard system and inverters and climate control, and compressor and stuff, and battery cooling and all of that. So that's pretty interesting. Other than that, in the cabin it's all the same as in the diesel trucks. Have you seen in the clip before where we drove around in the eActros 300? So yeah, pretty cool. What else did they tell me? They told me that it's about 100, in between 80 and 150 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers of consumption, which is okay for that size, I guess. But yeah, really nice, really cool to have this chance to check this out and have a look at this and all of that. That's so awesome. So yeah, I hope I got all of that correctly, and I hope that you got some look into the eActros and the electric trucking world, and I hope that I could give you some impressions of that. I'm so happy that I was able to join my colleague there to take a look at that, because who gets the chance to look at electric trucks? Like, that's so awesome. So yeah, I would say that's been it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.